Yeah, here we go, right, wicked. So here we go, Zachariah again, another interview, another face, another place, another time. Now, be as vague as you want, you don't have to be really precise, so if there's any like personal information you don't want to divulge, just tell me. And if you don't want to answer the question, don't.
Okay.
Really simple, there's no pressure. Right, so it starts off really simple. I keep looking at this, but I should really know them all by now, but I don't.
Am I meant to look at the camera as well as you? Okay.
You can look at that, or me, or there, or the dog, or the floor, whatever. If you've got eyes in the back of your head, that might work as well.
Well, we can just do this, and then I will have one.
There you go. Problem solved. It's problem. No problem. Right. Okay, age, initials, and location. I mean, like I said, you can be as vague as you want. You don't have to say...
Age, 21. What was the other questions?
Initials.
Initials.
If you
R.M.D.
want to, you don't have to.
R.M.D.
That's it. No pressure. So little pressure, maybe not even in it.
Yeah.
Am I in it? Who knows? Right, location.
Devonport.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Tasmania. Yeah.
That's good.
In Australia.
There's one in New Zealand as
That's
well, I
good
found.
place. Is there really?
I think so. I kept trying to like Google the weather here and it kept telling me something I didn't want to know. Right, how happy are you right now?
Right now, after our last conversation.
Stroke. Well, I don't know, it doesn't have to be this second. It could be overall, this year, this moment, this life.
Well, I just got an assignment done, so I'm pretty happy.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it, no.
So pretty happy.
Pretty happy.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
An assignment. That makes you happy.
To get it done? Yeah.
It's over. It wasn't one of the ones that was due like 3 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah, it was. I got it done like Monday.
Shocking.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Shocking. Well, I know there's other people that still haven't handed them in.
Ooh.
I know. It's naughty. Naughty.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one.
Yep.
Just it's a common theme here. Just communicating stuff.
I don't know how we're getting away with it.
Alright, right. What was the best thing to happen to you last year?
Best thing to have happened to me last year. So what happened last year? Alaska had her first birthday. That was pretty good.
That's your child. It's not like a strange.
No, Alaska is my
Canadian,
daughter.
American celebration. And you
We're in Australia, mate.
No, it's just a jest.
Okay.
It's a jest. It's a child. Your child's birthday.
Yeah.
Turning 1.
Yes.
The first one.
Yes, my first daughter,
And
only
good.
daughter, right
Your
now.
first birthday.
She had her first
Quite
birthday.
a way.
It was really great. We had this awesome, we bought about 20 kilos, 10 kilos, 20 kilos of white rice. And then we decided to dye them different colours, like food colouring. And then once it was all dry, like chuck it in this big like sandbox pit thing. But we decided to put it inside the house because she was only so little. So of course, the kids actually did really well. They kept it like minimal, you know, mess or whatever. We just vacuumed a little bit up and it was like, all good. That weekend, we decided we wanted to celebrate as adults want to celebrate and have alcohol. And my partner brought around all of his friends, which are all idiot boys as usual. And then we brought around some of their girlfriends as well. The first thing they saw was this big, you know, thing of sand, not sand, of rice. And they're like, what was that for? Alaska's first birthday, the reason why we're celebrating. So can we play with it? I go, you can put your feet in it, you know, don't make a mess. 2 hands in, just, right, rice fight! And the whole, like, you couldn't see the floor. We have, like, carpets like this, like, it's, like, white, grey. By the end of it, it was just, like, all you could see was, like, purple and red and little speckles. And we're still cleaning up. We've been living there for, like, you know, 2 or 3 years. And we're still finding it. So, yeah, it was really, really good. I think that's why it was one of my favourite moments was her birthday and just that whole...
And you still find the memories today?
Because this frickin' it's everywhere still. Yeah.
Ah, cool.
That's good.
That's good.
Mm.
Right, you go. What are you most looking forward to this year? Okay, it's almost over, so you
Yeah.
could include the year that's in whatever you can.
Probably the actual event. The event that we're doing for Cert 3 in Community Services. Having for the Mental Health Expo.
Expo.
Yeah. Mind Matters. I like it. Although I personally wanted to do domestic violence because that was what was happening on TV and everything. So I really wanted to stress that fact to the community, especially since some people in our class have actually had personal experiences with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, yeah, we should all do that. But
And
so it's
there's
mental
also
health.
money from the government, supposedly, like 10 million or something, that they put into it.
Yeah.
And that terrible to.
Wherever they're pulling that from, yeah. Yeah, so I thought that would be really good. But no, we're going to do mental health, and you know, that still comes into
So
it.
have you approached any agencies that cover domestic violence to see if they want you to stall?
No.
No? Oh, well, then.
I
There's-
volunteered
there's
for the
still
police.
time.
I volunteered for the
There's
police.
still time. I don't know who would touch on that personally, but if you know,
No,
there's no reason why you shouldn't.
I just liked the subject.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, I know a few other people had like specific interests they really wanted to touch on, which we could have under the whole umbrella of it,
Mm.
I reckon, but it's not happening. It shouldn't happen, Chief.
Fair enough.
But the expo is your highlight of 2015.
For the rest of this year,
Mm.
for the to look forward to.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean,
well, at least
oh
it's-
no. Or
I think it's going to work.
Anna,
It's got-
she's over there. You
it's
can't
got
see her. But Anna and I.
You can wave if you care, or you can no.
She doesn't care.
It's alright. She's real.
Afraid.
She's not my imaginary friend. They're over there.
Would be my imaginary friend because I'm, but you know.
That's okay.
Anyway,
You're welcome to
we're
invite
doing Saturday. It's Halloween, and this will be like our proper first Halloween with my daughter, and
Mhm.
we're all dressing up as pirates.
Alright.
So that's going to be really
Something like the
exciting.
mall, is
I'm-
there? You're
I-
going to that?
I don't know.
People dressing up as zombies and things.
Maybe we'll do that too. But we're going to Nerd Central, which is like the only
I've seen
comic
that.
book
I've
sort
not
of
seen
store.
that yet. Gun Street.
Go off Gun Street.
Yeah,
If you
I've
just
written,
come,
I've written it down, but I've
Mm.
not been.
well, if you just
Nerd
come,
Central. It's the geeks
or I'll
of
come.
the world.
We'll just come pick you up and we'll go take you there on
Mm.
Saturday. We'll go Saturday. On
Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday.
When's Halloween?
Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday.
See what happens? You move to the other side of the world and it's summer in the middle of winter and Christmas is in the middle of summer and it's like you don't even know what's happening.
Tasmania doesn't
It
feel
should
like
be
summer
Easter,
anyway.
but
It's cold here.
because it's
all the
spring,
time.
but instead it's Christmas. It's like, fuck it. But then if with Halloween, Christmas and Easter getting mixed up, it could be cool because then you get like Zombie Jesus Day. Sweet. Right. Moving on.
Okay.
Please describe yourself in a positive manner using just 3 words.
3 words. Positive manner.
I know that 3 words will be difficult on Reese, but
Awesome.
No.
Spontaneous.
spontaneous. Okay. It's a good trend. One more.
Cocky.
Cocky.
That could be positive.
Cocky. Right. Okay. Oh, we're being interrupted by. We're going to ignore that's probably the bank. So I think they're trying to sell me something that I don't want. Okay. What is your favourite attribute? Now that could be in yourself. It could be in other people. Just whatever you.
Favourite
Or both. Whatever.
Yes, honesty. Like I like it when they don't have a filter. Like the first thing that pops in their head just comes out their mouth like me.
Because
then I'm not-
dangerous. I have that. Depends how much Jaeger I've had as to how much I divulge.
Jaeger.
Yeah. It gets worse. There should be a safety cut-off switch so that people don't kill you, but sometimes that gets deactivated. But honestly, I could go with that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And yourself and other people, overall.
Yeah, I think I mean it gets me in trouble sometimes, but but I overall like
It
it.
could be worse. It could be a lot worse.
Should have been there.
Being overly honest can be good. Much better than being lying and deceitful.
Well, at least you know that that's what they think of you. You know.
Okay, if you could make a wish and gain one ability, what would it be?
To read other people's minds. Maybe communicate it with them as well through mind thoughts.
Right.
Telepathy, yeah.
Telekinesis.
No, not telekinesis. I don't want to move stuff with my mind. That'd freak me out.
It's all about mind power, isn't it?
Yeah.
ESP, something.
ESP, no.
No, that could be cool. You might not want to know what they're saying because they may not be honest. Not that you can, I don't know if you can hear me whisper or not. I don't know. We're having difficulty with the microphone.
Find out. We'll find out.
Right. If what in your life do you feel most grateful?
I'm well. That's pretty easy.
Well, that's good. Sometimes it can be very easy.
Well, I
Not
mean,
everybody has that kind of thing in their life.
yeah. Well, you know, yesterday, Daniel and I, last night in the evening, even though the sun was still out, it was like 7 o'clock at night and the sun's still out. Daylight saving sucks. We were sitting outside having a cigarette and we're going, I'm supposed to be quitting, but it's just not happening right now. But we were having a cigarette and I was going, how grateful are you right now? He's like, I don't know. Pretty happy. Why? I just came back from work. I've still got blood over me from the abattoirs. I'm like, good point. Probably not overly happy. Like, no, just, you know. Imagine if we didn't have Alaska and we didn't have this house and we have this car. I mean, we don't own the house and we're still paying off the car and our daughter, you know, is still wetting herself. She keeps having accidents and peeing all over our floor. But
another 20 years to pay that one.
But it's still, you know, it's. I mean, we're pretty lucky. I mean, we could be going through like typhoons or like earthquakes or
warfare.
Well, yeah, or warfare. Well, we have precautions for that. That's another subject. That's another subject.
The zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Right.
More like we're afraid that some country from Asia will like take over us. But anyway, I said.
Well, they are. The Chinese are already buying Tasmania. If you've been there.
Well, I don't know.
Do they
I don't know.
Do you need nuclear weapons when you have economics? Good question, but we'll discuss that in the next episode. Oh, will we? Probably not. Okay. What is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen?
Beautiful thing that I have ever seen. Now, I know the correct answer to this. It should be my beautiful daughter and her smile. But, well, like when she was first born, she was actually covered in like mucus and stuff, so like, it's not that pretty.
She grew on you. Like a fungus.
Like a tumour. Eventually she will kill me because she loves shoes. She's going to kill me in
If she ever watches this, she'll know how deep the affection
I love you,
runs.
baby.
I love you like a tumour. No, not like a tumour, but okay.
Yeah, but probably actually from, because we called her Alaska, because when we thought of a beautiful child, we thought of a name of the place of Alaska.
She was blue and funny looking.
No, it's
really
just
cool.
when I picture Alaska, I think of these gorgeous mountains and beautiful crystal blue lakes.
You've been there?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wish.
The idea of Alaska.
The idea of Alaska has always been like a fantasy, a dream world of just beautiful. So, yeah, I've never seen it for myself, but it's the image. I become Eskimos. Log cabins.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know.
It's cool.
But yeah, that's probably the most beautiful thing I've ever not seen, but seen in my head.
Pale and sublime and...
I have a better...
strangely mystical.
Okay.
Maybe?
I don't
know.
know.
No, neither of us know. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Other than that, it's my daughter. It's always my daughter.
Well, it's good. It's a good combination.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to say there's sort of two sections. That was the first section. Now the second section is more political.
Oh,
so if you want to touch on that,
Politics.
we can. And if you don't, we didn't have to. And if you don't have to, there's one final question. So it's up to you.
We do.
You do, right. Okay. Do you feel that you are represented politically?
Sure.
That's an affirmative.
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 Yes.
Okay. Would you vote for an independent candidate if the views were more closely aligned with yours?
No. Because mine are pretty out there. So, I mean...
What, like aliens building the pyramids out there, or...?
No, well, I mean, if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't be thinking the way that I do. I would try and hope that they would be thinking about everyone and trying to, equalise everyone instead of, like, current government is like Tony Abbott. He sucks balls because all he cares about is...
Well, he is out now.
Yeah, I heard that, but who's in?
Malcolm Turnbull.
I have no idea who he is.
He's like Tony Abbott, but with a different face.
Yeah, well, so, yeah, it's just, well, yeah.
So you wish there was something more than they are?
No, they come from one way of thinking, that's all. And then they don't
the
seem...
moneyed elite.
What?
The moneyed elite. Spoon-fed. think life's
Oh,
easier.
I just
than
think-
it is.
no, I don't know if they do that because they're all the individuals, but I think that's because they've all aligned themselves in that kind of era, they're all wanting everything to go one way. Like they've promised so many things, but they haven't changed.
Parties, like the two-party thing you have here, like the Liberal sort of view and the Labour view.
Yeah, a bit like that, yeah. I mean, one's all like for everybody,
But then
they're
Jackie
just
Lambie-
giving handouts constantly and that's not helping anyone. But then the others are like, oh, well, we'll try and help them this way. But then it's not really, it's just boosting more money for the bigger companies and it's putting down the little guys.
Mhm.
So,
So what about Jackie Lambie, who's now an independent? Would you vote for someone like that because she's prepared to speak her own mind?
I don't know her. I don't hear much about politics.
She's a Tasmanian senator
Is she?
in Canberra. She's not like a local.
Canberra.
Tasmanian. That as well.
That is interesting how you say that.
And her kid's like smacked out of his gourd on ice. No, now he's in rehab.
That's not her fault. You know, you can't. I hate it.
I'm not
No,
blaming her
I
for
know.
her son
I just
getting
hate it when
whacked ass.
people
Like this, man.
judge the parents or the children for. I mean, it's varying degrees. I mean, you never know if kids at school were the ones who screwed them over and made them do that. You know what I mean?
I think someone supposedly
Helped him.
died. I think someone died and then he
They
got,
couldn't
like,
handle it.
got smacked up.
Yeah. Well, everyone
Fair
does it
enough.
in their own way. Yeah.
Fair enough. Right. Are you a member of any on or offline activism or global democracy groups such as Avaz, Some of Us, Get Up, Greenpeace, or whatever?
Done something with Greenpeace before.
Save the whale, do you?
No. It was more like there was logging trucks. Yeah, and they were all on the side of the road, and I decided to go and stand along with them. And then they gave me all this information, and they told me where the next place they would be. And then we went there the next time, and I was only 14, 15, maybe. Because I thought, yeah, that's wrong. Why should we use all this natural resources? And they brought along their like 2 and 3 year old, 4-year-old kids. This is just one group, mind you. This is one time, and I went to this event. My mum just like dropped me off, and yeah, the kids were like allowed to just run right in front of the trucks, and like the truck driver obviously was like shitting bricks. He's just like get off the road, you idiots! Get your kids off the road. I've got to do my job. I'm making money, a living. Yeah. And I was like, right, well, this is what the Greens do then. No. But this was just one Green group that went for the Greens, and it was supposed to be all, I don't know, I was 14
They
or
might have
15.
been like at the deeper fringe of green.
I don't know. I was just like, I wouldn't put my kids at risk, but that's just me.
Cool beans. Righty ho. What is your understanding of the deficit and debt?
I know we're in a lot of debt. I don't even know what the word deficit means.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, that's alright. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm not sure if that's good, but it's an opinion.
It's not something that's talked about in our house.
A degree of awareness.
Let's
or lack of.
It wasn't
know?
talked about when I was a
I'm
kid.
not totally convinced I fully know.
It wasn't talked about when I was a kid. It's not talked about with my like grandparents or anything. It's
Mhm.
kind of like, because my grandparents,
It does dictate like national policy though, which affects however many millions of Australians there are. So that's why I asked. I'm just curious, you see. My understanding of is the debt is basically the total amount of money Australia owes to banks, which could even be the Bank of Australia, amongst others, which is a national thing, so in effect it's the country anyway.
yeah,
And the deficit is how much money is not in the budget every year. So it's like the expenditure based on your income, which is taxation.
right,
So the deficit, if that exists, if there is a deficit, it means the debt increases every year, even though you're paying off a certain percentage of your loan in effect.
yeah,
That make sense?
yeah. I probably should know that. Sold
you go.
insurance for a
Well, I
while.
was going to move on to my next question.
Okay.
Next question. What is your opinion? Oh no, is that the next one? No, it is. All right, we'll go with this one. What is your opinion of the relationship between industry and government?
They're like besties, man.
Peas in a pod.
Yeah.
There you So is that good or bad?
Both. I think big industries need to work with the government, but unfortunately,
All the government.
it's not like that. Well, I mean, I mean, throughout history, you know, everyone has their kings and queens. Now, our kings and queens are really just the head companies, the big
CEOs.
Yeah, the big CEOs. I mean, you know, you can't really run anything without a king or a queen or somebody in charge. I mean,
You could if it was an anarchistic state. Anarchy has no hierarchy, in which case everybody is equal. Although, how you then amalgamate that into society, I don't know, because it's based on hierarchy. Hierarchy, oh, well.
I
A
don't
tiered
see
system
that ever
rather
happening.
than a cooperative shared system. It might not.
Yeah.
Who knows? We might be extinct in the next 25 years.
I wonder how nudist colonies do it.
I think they just let it all hang out.
Man, I handed that one to you. Silver platter.
I don't know. I wonder about you, what goes on in your mind sometimes.
Well, I told you, I've got no filter. Just shit comes out.
No,
Not putting it back in, that's
bad
true.
image in my mind there. Bad image. Right. What is your opinion of austerity as a method to reduce the deficit? Should maybe have had that the other way around. Might change that next time.
What?
What is your opinion of austerity as a method to reduce the deficit?
What's the first one? I don't know what it means.
Austerity is the budget cuts. That's
Okay.
where they slash public funding for healthcare and schools and the police and the military and everything that supports the people that basically rely on the existing system we have
Yeah.
in order to spend less money overall so that more taxes go into paying debt, basically. Or you're...
It sounds like a lose-lose situation.
If you're in the
That's
government.
that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a lose-lose situation.
Well, potentially in Britain they might have a double dip recession, which is where they've cut so many services, everybody ends up being so poor because they have nothing to rely on, that the economy goes down even further, which after the entire world was fucked is not a very good idea. That's a risk. I'm not saying Australia's in that position, I don't know how well they weathered the...
No, well, I mean, yeah, if they start cutting everything off to pay off our bills, well, what have we got to live on? I mean, especially people who are already, you know, living off what are you living off? Like $200 a fortnight? Like, I mean,
So an example there would be that whole idea where if you're under, was it under 21, you can't sign on for 6 months or something like that. So that would be like under 30. So there you would be, the idea is they're saving money because they're not paying people, but then what do those people do? You know, where does that lead?
Yeah.
Is it a very good idea? You might balance the books, but how much will it cost? Where do those people turn?
Yeah.
Maybe they turn to ice or thieving or I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can see that
In the United
the crime
Kingdom-
rate would go up, and because if the budget cutting was taken from the police force, I mean, who have you got to protect other people, and why would they want to protect anybody?
Yeah.
If
Well,
they
in
can't
the
even
UK,
have...
They expect people to just move back in with their parents, but obviously that's an idealised view because not everybody either has parents or even a family situation that's safe to be in. So, anyway, if you could adopt one policy to make a fairer society, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. That's a hard question.
Like in Australia, you could like let women vote, maybe. That's a joke. No, you're not that backwards here yet, are you? Women can vote. Okay. Can black people vote here?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Everyone can vote.
Oh, of course, it's the law to vote, isn't it? You get punished.
We
if you
have
don't
to vote, yeah. I actually
Right.
got a fine.
You have to vote, and yet
I
your
got a
political
fine for not
knowledge
voting. I totally
exists
forgot about it.
in the ether.
So it doesn't, and it doesn't
Is
even
that a
matter.
common theme?
Pardon?
The people that have to vote but know nothing about who they're voting for.
Exactly.
So
Like,
what do you make of
literally-
that then?
well, you just do a donkey vote where you just don't fill out
Just
anything.
wipe your bum with it or something.
It's a donkey vote. You just
No, I
just
shouldn't
mark
say that, I
everyone.
might realise
You
who
mark
they're voting
everyone,
for.
and that way they can't choose anything.
Okay.
and
So
you're-
you spoil it. That's a technical term. You get registered because you've turned up.
It's-
You get your name ticked off, but you don't
Yeah.
vote for anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
We call it donkey vote here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Donkey vote.
donkey vote.
Okay, I've only heard of Donkey Punch, but that's a movie I never bothered to watch. It sounded so fucking bad.
Okay.
So bad. And I've watched some bad movies in my time. If you ever come across Atomic Train, don't watch it. Okay, you never get that time back. Okay, we're going to wrap up with a lovely question. If you were God for one day, what one thing would you change?
If I was God for one day. Ooh, forgive me for ever thinking that I have any power, but if I was God and I could change one thing, I would make it so everyone would say exactly what they think all the time.
Right, that could be fatal. Well, there you go. That's obviously a burning thing for you then, that whole honesty thing.
Why? I think everything would be so much more entertaining.
Oh, no, really. Well, I really fancy you.
What?
I know what you're thinking, but you can't say it. Well, you could say it. We could pretend that we've enacted it right now. So we'll just say, shut the fuck up, you bore me. There you go. Well, cool. Cheers. Thank you. Respect. You like that one, don't you, over here?
I didn't really want to get fisted.
Cool.
Thank you.
Oh, dirty.